Hi there, my name is Jeroen and I'm going to talk about attendance registration, the SSA app built by BlockchainLab Drenthe. So let me tell you first that this work is part of the Blink project that we are participating in. And this work is done in close cooperation with the province of Drenthe and other partners in the Blink project. Let me give you a brief overview of this presentation. Well, first we're going to start with the basic idea of the SSA app, Self-Sovereign Attendancy app. We have a short teaser video. You might have seen that before, but that's no problem to see it again because it's only short, it's 2 minutes. Then we're going to do a demonstration or a walkthrough of the app, the several steps that are involved when you are using this app. And we're going to talk briefly about the next step in the development of this app. Okay, let's go with the basic idea. The basic idea of this app is that you use this app to prove to others, to verifiers, that you attended a certain event. And this showing of evidence might be very important. For instance, when you are in the medical field and you need to prove that you did a certain training in order to have enough accreditation points, for instance. There are several other scenarios which look like this pattern. You might need to prove that you were there. And this app helps you collecting and sharing the proof that you attended an event. The evidence that you were there is a unique secret that can only be picked up by you attending this event. So the unique secret is only known to visitors. It's shared by the event organizer. And when the event organizer has shared, the app collects the event, stores it, it's written on a blockchain, or in our case on a Tangle, and it's there, time-stamped, tamper-free, tamper-proof, and you can use it for verification processes. The other central thing is that we share personal data in a privacy-friendly way. We don't give all the details to everyone, but it's done in such a way that the user, the visitor, is under control of his personal data. So you see several roles here in this basic idea. You have the role of the visitor, that's the person who attends an event. You have the role of the verifier, that's the person who sees, who needs to check whether you really attended an event. And you have the role of the event organizer who gives secrets to people who attend the event. Okay, this is the basic idea of the application. Let's go to the short animated teaser video that we created. We'll show you the details of this app in just 2 minutes. After that, we're going to dive in a little bit more detail the steps that are involved using this app.
Sometimes attendees need to prove to verifiers that they attended an event, course, or conference. For example, for accreditation of medical personnel, accountants, financial specialists, students, and everyone who must prove personal education points. Event organizers like to use attendance sheets or pictures to register attendancy. GDPR law makes these sheets hard to use. BlockchainLab researched how to make registration GDPR proof. Is it possible to show tamper-free proof of attendancy? Can verifiers trust the attendee? Can verifiers be sure that the attendees listed were really at the event and worked out a solution? How our blockchain solution works. Decentralized, transparent, immutable, and cryptographically safe sharing of data on a need-to-know basis. Step 1. Event organizer, Isaac, registers an event on the blockchain and creates a unique event key. Step 2. A. The phone of the attendee, Harry, picks up the Bluetooth key at the event or the QR code for an online event. B. Generates a unique key. C. Uses it to access the blockchain. D. Register and store a certificate locally on Harry's phone. Step 3. The organizer closes the event to prevent misuse. Step 4. With the event wallet on his phone, Harry is able to verify 24/7 that he was present at a certain event, date, time, location without revealing his identity details. Step 5. The verifier, Victor, can test the validity of event attendancy on the blockchain without having access to attendee Harry's identity details.
Okay, let's do a short SSA app walkthrough. And we'll start with the event organizer. The event organizer has the task to create an event in this app. So imagine you're organizing a conference. There are lots of people coming to this conference. What you do, you install the SSA app on your phone. And in this app, you create an event. Time, date, etc. Those kind of things. The event in the app, then there is a secret created for this event. And this secret could be, currently we're testing with QR codes. This secret can be shown, for instance, in a conference presentation on a slide with the button Scan Me. So people in the audience can use their phone, make a scan or a picture of this QR code, and then store this evidence in the SSA app. But it can also be shown on a conference banner, for instance, at the entrance of this event. So the task of the event organizer is to provide this as evidence to visitors of this event. Another task of the event organizer is to open and to close the event. And opening will mean that people can scan evidence and store it in the app. Closing means they can no longer scan this evidence and store it in the app. We are currently working with QR codes in this app, but we also have thoughts to extend this to for instance, a Bluetooth beacon signal that can be stored, that can have a secret in it, and this secret can then be stored in the app. But the essence is that the secret is only available locally or to people who are attending this event. This is a little bit tricky, of course, because it's not only locally. There's not only same time, same place restriction, because it can also be used for online events. You can imagine that during an online event, the same event organizer makes sure that there is some conference presentation slide which contains the QR code that can be scanned by people having the SSA app installed on their phone. Okay, this is step 1. Now the event is created. Let's go to step 2. Imagine that you are a visitor visiting this conference event. Also, for this visitor, there is the need to install the SSA app on the phone. And the visitor scans the QR code. Maybe later on it picks up the Bluetooth beacon signal, but for now, the QR code of the event. And then when this scanning of the QR code has been done, the evidence is stored in the SSA app. Actually, the secret is written on a blockchain, well, in our case, a Tangle, and it's time-stamped, tamper-proof, and it contains a unique visitor key. Okay, very cool. Now we come to the last step, sharing the evidence. Now there is the third role, is the verifier, the person who is in charge of making sure that the visitor really attended the event of the event organizer. The verifier asks the visitor for evidence, and the visitor shares the secret, the collected secret, with the verifier. The verifier matches the app of the verifier matches the event given by the visitor to the verifier with a list of unique visitor IDs that the event organizer is sharing. So no personal information is shared in this stage of the process. And that could be enough for the verifier. The verifier could say, okay, yeah, I don't know exactly who you are or your details, but I can see that your unique visitor ID matches with the list that I received from the event organizer. So well done. But in other cases, it could be that the verifier also wants to have the name of the visitor, personal information, and it could do a request to the visitor, say, okay, please share me your name. Now, the visitor can check and say, okay, yes or no, and then this detailed information is given to the verifier. But it's only done by under control of the visitor. There is no personal data shared by default. Okay, this gives you these 3 steps more or less cover the whole process that is implemented in the SSA app.
This video will show you an example of usage of the SSA application. A first-time user of the app will be asked to first fill in some credentials like first name, last name and date of birth. You can initiate the app by clicking on Submit and you're ready to go. If the user wants to create an event, the user can click on Host New Event. From there on, the user, who is now an organizer, can fill out the form fields. At the end of the form, the organizer is asked to fill out 3 different dates: the start, ending and closing date. The closing date should always be between the start and the end date. The app is now setting up the event on the blockchain. The event is published and people can subscribe to it or join. Let's open the event and show the QR code to another user. The second user has the same application installed and pushes on the Join Event button. The app asks to allow camera access on the device so the user can scan the QR code. The user becomes a participant of the event and a new transaction is made on the blockchain. The application gives feedback on successfully attending the event. The event is now available for showing as a method of proof. When the attendant pushes the Generate Proof button, a QR code will be generated. This QR code is unique every time it is generated. The QR code can be checked by everyone. As another user scans the QR code, a message will appear that the event is not closed yet. Therefore, the organizer can manually close the event. The organizer opens the event and pushes the Interact with Event button. An option appears to close the event. Above the Close Event button is the Show Current Registrations button. The organizer can see here which participants attended the event. We can scan the newly generated QR code of the participant again. There is also a possibility to exclude or include personal data. When the organizer presses the Proof button again and scans the QR code, a message will appear with Verification Complete. Thank you for watching.
So what's the outlook for this app? We are currently in the phase of making the latest version of this app available in the app stores. Working on that, work in progress of course, but going pretty fast. We're probably going to do some live testing in Bling related events in April and in May 22. This will be our first real user testing. So we're going to have some feedback there, of course, and we're going to use this feedback in the next version of this app. So work in progress, but very close to some real life testing. We are very proud of that. Well, that was it. Thank you. Bye bye.